Greg, are you disappointed because he gave away his journalistic integrity and then only stayed for a period? Is that it's like you didn't even get the full game out of it,
right.
man?
Yeah, like he exposed himself as a cheerleader and then proved to be a bad one by not even staying for the entire game. If you're going to go all in, go all in, right? Like nobody who's ever banged that drum, not even Jack Nicklaus, has dared leave before the game was over.
I don't think you know that.
Yeah, well, I have it on good authority.
It's the first time I've seen one leave early.
Yeah.
I've been in the Panther bar with such luminaries before, and they're always there in their jersey, proud to be there and rep the team and see the victory through.
Oh,
Right.
look, listen, just so everybody knows here, and like all the secret pockets that Miami has in cool places, the Miami Heat were trendsetters in a club town of like putting lounges in their facility. What the Panthers have in their speakeasy for 30 people is the best thing I've ever seen in South Florida in terms of having taste and class. I have never seen anything like that. We've thrown live in nightclubs and stuff, but we've not done something like that. Like South Florida does not have that kind of class in its sports arenas. So when they honor you, they do it correctly. Like we'll make fun of this today and we'll make fun of me, but it is a pleasure to see how it is that those people turned into champions. Like that has been. So I'm taking my wife. This is 30 years. We covered the first game of this team together. To see it as a champion that's organized is something that's disorienting. Like to see them run correctly by management, have class, to be able to do things correctly, make the right trades. It's disorienting to go out to a swamp in the Everglades, okay? Because it's impossible how much. If Canada saw where this place was. You think Messi's funny playing in a dumpster in Fort Lauderdale? Like,
I mean, it's only a couple of years old.
No, but I'm saying you think that's funny. The idea that this exists here, like if Canada knew that it's called sawgrass because that's how airboats travel through there. Like that is so far out west that my childhood has no recollection of anything being there other than dangerous. A champion lives there.
Yeah, I mean, look out the back of the Edmonton Arena, too. Ain't much to write home about there either.
I'm just saying what this thing has built that has competence after 30 years. Like, yeah, there was something to being able to share with my wife the sound of a first goal. And also, we left soon thereafter.
Get out of here.
I will say the Panthers and other things have shown me, but the Panthers are a great local example of what instituting a culture means, provided that culture is positive. Having worked for the previous ownership group, and I know I was there throughout a lockout and whatnot, but a night and day difference between cultures. I mean, the ownership group has West Point ties. It's pretty regimented. They have done everything first class and well, and it's trickled down to the front office and onto the ice, and they're reigning champions.
And they've also been very smart as a franchise to align themselves with Fort Lauderdale, to build their whole training facility there, to align with a bigger city because, let's face it, they would rather be playing in downtown Fort Lauderdale than in Sunrise, but as it is, it's sort of the best of both. They are Broward's team. Proudly, and I think the last 4 or 5 years, they've been as good as any team in hockey. Bill Zito has had a masterclass in how to build a roster, other than an aging goalkeeper that they're going to have to figure out how to replace. But
he was pretty good last night.
I mean, slow down.
He's still great.
Spencer Knight, by the way, looked tremendous in his Blackhawks debut.
But what's really Cody doing? He's coming out. He's the reigning champion. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing to Bobrovsky?
He was better than Vasilevsky last night, and that's no small feat.
No, you're right, because Tampa's got, I think, the best goalkeeping in the league, right?
What are you doing to Bobrovsky? Like, why are you retiring?
I agree with my dad. Of all the players they have under contract, he's their best player that's coming up for a new deal semi-soon in like a year or two.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s now, but it's a
We
time.
also wrote him off like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Did I hate him 2 years ago?
Very true.
Then he got hot at the right time.
Barkov, too? The two of you were terrible to Barkov, too.
No, Barkov was terrible to us in that postseason, but now he's an all-time legend of the franchise, probably the franchise's greatest player. Dan, did you have the smoked old-fashioned?
I had it as a mezcal, yeah. I didn't.
For my money, the best one in South Florida.
I didn't do that with whiskey. Because whiskey will brown liquor will give me terrible sweats, and I will look worse than here. But when I'm telling you about class in a place, right, and this is where I can be bought as a cheerleader. But in my history of going to when the Dolphins open Live because they want to be the cool thing, or the Heat are opening nightclubs in their arena before that's a popular thing to do. To have a speakeasy that is that private for 30 people where you're transported into the past. I invited Cody to come with me last night. He declined. For all the mocking he's doing of me only lasting 2 periods, he declined the VIP tickets of this experience. I offered it to him. He can't be bothered even though it's just a few feet from his house. The people here in Dade will not make it out there. Michael go there sometimes, but that's a Broward. Like, the people will not travel from here to there. The folks from Meadowlark who showed up last night are people who live in Broward. It's too much of a hike for people in Dade. It's 3 hours.
And it's closer than Stugotz's house. Everyone always is like, oh, I can't do that. It's like Stugotz does it a lot.
Very convenient to my
Not that
house.
often.
I know what you're trying to do. Well, the Lakers probably deserve credit for inventing clubs in arenas, but anybody can really gain access to hide these days at the American Airlines Arena. What you had is for VIPs only.
I was going to say, I've never been in the speakeasy.
You gotta know somebody or be somebody to get in there.
So this is what you're walking into, right? Because what I'm saying, it's one thing for a champion to just be a champion, and then you're walking into class. You remember in football when the DeBartolos were running the sport, and it felt like they were a little bit classier than everybody else. Like they did a lot of nice things for their players. They spent an inordinate amount of money, and San Francisco was viewed as winning championships and also doing it with class and having sort of like a mafia crime family feel to.
I think you're just doing an Italian thing.
I'm not, but no, this was
Carmen Policy did look like a boss.
No, thank you. Please, Carmen Policy and DeBartolo, put them up here and tell me if I'm doing Italian mafia or if they were actually mafia. No, go read about DeBartolo's crimes. Okay?
I know. Policy was with the Browns when they relaunched. I'm well aware.
Okay, go read all of what that was. The Panthers, what I'm walking into in that speakeasy. That's just the class is already there, right? Like I've been treated well at any number of places that I go in South Florida, but in this place I was treated well when they opened the door. It's what everybody gets there. And so like we just don't have a lot of places like that in South Florida, and it's a speakeasy because it's hidden.
I do think you're probably reading too much into them treating you like you were the guest of honor.
Yeah.
Because you were. Yeah. You were the guest of honor. Yeah. And I'm just saying, if I'm traveling down from the 300 level, I'm not going to get the same experience.
But we do have the JMO bar, us.
Oh, love the JMO.
Do they have giant ice cubes at that bar? Because I'm assuming the speakeasy's got, you're having a giant ice cube in your old
I imagine those ice cubes at the speakeasy are like the Panthers logo.
Those ice cubes, I love giant ice cubes.
I do too.
The wine selection at
Everything
that
tastes better with a giant ice cube.
You ask for a Cabernet and they give you something that's older than you. It's crazy.
We got a very different experience where the Panthers said, you guys are welcome to come as well in exchange for $37, and you can sit in the nosebleeds. So